Is this moment 21st century's yesterday.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and as you can see that I thought I'd start off this video talking about the INXS vinyl box set, All the Voices, by just kind of showing you the outside of the packaging before we get back to my usual spot and take a look at the inside. The most important part, I guess, is the music, of course, and the records inside. But I know as people watch these videos, they always want to see the how the box set looks, so I thought I would start with that. You can see my copy here looks pretty good. It does have a small ding up there, you can see on the upper right. Probably happened in shipping, if I'm being honest with you, because I bought this from the UK, but overall I'd say it's pretty near mint. Little ding there, but the front cover has just their famous INXS logo. All the Voices is the title of the box set, and both spines are very plain, so there's nothing really to see on the spine other than just a nice red color. It does appear like this is a little bit out of focus, so I don't know if I'll be able to get that in focus, but don't worry. We're going to look at every album, I'll go over every title, and I have no idea why it's so out of focus, but it does list on the back there all 10 of their albums. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like my iPad is going to focus, so whatever. Anyway, just wanted to give you a very, very quick look at the box and to tell you it's very thick card, 10 LPs inside, and the lid just opens as such. Very tight, nice double lining here on the inside, and all 10 albums fit in there just perfectly, so there isn't any moving around and shifting. It's not overly tight to cause any warping. You can kind of see how it looks there from the side. And we'll go over every one of these records as I get back into my music room. Just wanted to give you a taste of how the box set looks when you first open it. Of course, the albums, they actually, I remember they did not come in shrink. So when you open it, that's pretty much what you get. Of course, there is shrink on the outside of the packaging, and there's a hype sticker, but don't have that. Took that off. You gotta take it off to enjoy the music. And anyway, there you have it. So put the cover back on. You can see how that goes, and I hope that's good enough to give you a feel for how the box looks. Well, we'll head back over to my usual spot. Sorry, I'm in my kitchen here because the lighting is really good, and take a look at the each record. So meet you over there. And we're back in my usual spot, so thanks for being here and sticking with the video. I'm going to take a look at the inside of the box now and go over each album and just talk a little bit about each one of the 10 records in this wonderful box set. So INXS, well, of course, you know, if I didn't mention it earlier, or you didn't catch it earlier, INXS were 80s staples, one of the more successful and enduring acts of the 1980s, formed in 1977 in Sydney, Australia, and I think they were originally called the Ferris Brothers back then. Three brothers actually formed the band. It was John Ferris, Tim Ferris, and Andrew Ferris. So those were the three core founding members. Gary Beers and Kirk Pengilly rounded out the other members, and of course the wonderful Michael Hutchins on vocals really is the entire band as far as I'm concerned. Musically, of course, they were fantastic, and they all contributed and all wrote and did amazing things, but Michael Hutchins was the heart and soul of that band, and one of the greatest lead vocalist frontmen of all time. And until his untimely death in 1997, November of 1997, you know, who knows what they were capable of in the past 20 years since then, but almost 20 years. But let's just celebrate the music that they did put out and go over each album. So I'm just going to kind of dig into this box set and kind of show you their catalog. There's 10 records in this box set, as I've said probably 3 or 4 times now, and it starts with the self-titled album from 1980 simply called INXS. You know, I came on to the INXS on the 3rd album, which I'll show you in a minute. So these I came to find out later. I think I had 2 albums from them in the early 80s, 83, 84, and then went back and bought these probably on cassette at the time. And remembered how much I enjoyed them, you know, and still do. You know, they're 2 early albums before they kind of hit it big. Got completely overlooked in America anyway, and they were kind of underground hits in Australia, but they're really, really quite good. This one has On a Bus, Let's Just Keep Walking, In Vain, Newsreel Babies, Wishy Washy, and it's just a real great early look at the band. So I guess I'll show you the insides. They're all, you know, very faithful to the originals. I do have a few original copies of INXS. I don't think I have the first 2, though, original copies, so another good reason why I picked up this box set. Labels-wise, if you have originals and want to compare them, I think they did a pretty good job of faithfully reproducing the original labels here on this box set. Sound quality, of course, I get a lot of questions when I do box sets. You know, how's the sound, how's the reproduction, how's the remastering? In this case, wonderful. I really don't remember the edition size of this box set. It is limited, I know, and I think it might still be available if you look hard enough, but you know, it was pretty limited and pretty pricey, so I don't think it was probably maybe more than 1,000 copies, maybe 1,500 copies of this box set. But anyway, the first album is wonderful, and you can find originals of this, especially outside of America, pretty easily. So there's the debut, 1980 INXS. 1981, a really good album here called Underneath the Colors. And again, I really like the artwork on it. It really just kind of sums up the kind of danceable, kind of retro disco-y. I don't even know how to describe their sound, but I thought that was quite unique for the time. And really, really like this album. Stay Young, Underneath the Colors, the title track is fantastic. Barbarian, I like that on the second side, and Just to Learn Again rounds out that record. So to get this back in 2014 when I did, it was a real treat, because this is another one I did not have on vinyl, and at least in America it's not really that easy to find this one. I'm sure they're out there, and if you dig hard enough you'll find it, because you know these first 2 albums just really didn't take off in the United States that much. Now later on they probably got reissued, and after their massive success in the mid-80s. But let's just look at the label here real quick. It's very similar again to the other one. So sorry about the glare. But again, fantastic sound, really, really clean, no pops and crackles, heavyweight 180 gram vinyl. They're all black. So, you know, I'm trying to give you as much information as I can if you're interested in going out and purchasing this, which, you know, I hope you do. This was the first record I bought from INXS, and it's kind of a funny story because I bought this by mistake. I loved the song on a radio. You know, I was a big radio listener at the time, like everybody was, because we didn't have that many choices like we do now. And I was trying to find the song Original Sin. Now, in that song, that was the first song I'd ever heard from INXS. In that song, there's a line that's like something about dream on black girl, dream on white boy, or something like that, or very similar to that. And I thought it was going to be this song called Black and White that's on this album, Shabu Shubab. And I was wrong. It's a completely different track. So I bought the wrong album, basically. And I remember it was on cassette. So when I got home, I was very disappointed that I bought the wrong song. So I think it was a matter of maybe a few weeks later, because I was just young, I didn't have any money at the time. I actually did get the next album, which was the one I wanted. So Shabu Shuba was my first INXS record on cassette tape, kind of by accident. But it's turned out to be one of my favorites, of course, and most people know this one pretty well because this was a bit of a breakthrough for them. Got some MTV play, mostly like on 120 minutes, and after hours. It wasn't in heavy rotation, but they were, of course, go on to much bigger and better things. So Shabu Shuba came out in October 1982. Here's the inside inner. Very faithful again to the original look of this album, so that's always nice. And let's take a look at the inner sleeve here. That one is on Mercury. Very good restoration, I'd say, on the labels. I'm going by memory, of course, but I do have original copies of this, and I believe that's exactly how the label looked. So that's always nice. So Shabu Shuba, 1982, really fine record. I just mentioned the song Black and White that I got by mistake. The One Thing to Look At You, Here Comes, and then of course they had the last track, Don't Change, what was a pretty big single for them, and a really crazy weird video. So anyway, there you have Shabu Shuba, their third release. Then this is my personal favorite still to this day. This is the one I originally wanted. This was meant to be my first INXS album. Absolutely love it to this day. To me, this is their peak. And I know they've actually went on to do bigger albums commercially, but I love this one. It's called The Swing. This came out in May of 1984, and this is just a masterpiece as far as I'm concerned. Just absolutely love it. There's the track list there. You can see there's the song I was looking for, Original Sin, but I thought it was called Black and White because of the lyrics. And here's the inside inner sleeve. I wish they were lined, actually, because this is such a nice box set, but it is sometimes hard to get lined sleeves, and again, it's on Mercury. So very similar to the last one, but going over the songs on this one, Original Sin was kind of their breakthrough hit, at least in America. So that got some pretty heavy rotation on MTV. This album sold pretty well here. I didn't look up chart positions or anything like that, but let me see here real quick if I can find it. This hit number 52 in America, number 1 in Australia, and did not chart in the UK at all. Canada, number 27. But this is a fantastic album. Melting in the Sun, I Send the Message, Dancing on the Jetty, The Swing, Johnson's Airplane. Love Is What I Say. I'm naming the whole album. This is their classic masterpiece as far as I'm concerned. Just love the sound of this album. Fantastic. So great starting point. I started with this one, I wanted to start with this one, so if you're out looking for INXS records, I'd recommend starting there. Next album is very different, completely different sound, really, to that. It's called Listen Like Thieves, and this is very organic, very live sounding, and I think, in fact, some of it was recorded live. This was recorded very quickly. They really wanted a very raw, live type sound, and they got it. I think it was recorded, if I remember, like in 10 days or something like that. This came out in October 1985, so just about a year after The Swing. Again, it's got fantastic songs. This is a gatefold. Here we have the band on some beautiful backdrop. And one of the great things about INXS is they kept the core, the same members, the entire 20 years that they recorded. They didn't have any turnover, any changes, and it's the same 6 guys throughout, so I think they were all very close friends. What You Need, Listen Like Thieves, Kiss the Dirt, Biting Bullets, that's a great rocker song. Three Sisters, I like that one. It's a bit of a spooky vibe there on that one. Same Direction and Red Sun. Those, again, just a fantastic album. Listen Like Thieves. Really recommend this one if you like more of a raw sound, and you really get a sense of how fantastic Michael Hutchence was live. And he was just such a charismatic, wonderful live performer. That's really when you saw them at their best, when they were performing live. Alright, from there, their biggest commercial hit, everybody knows this record, who was around in the 80s, 1987, the album Kick. This was, oh boy, let's see, this propelled them to a whole new level. Hit number 1 in America, number 9 in the UK. It was the only second album that ever charted in the UK. And number 2, it didn't hit number 1 in Australia, their home country, believe it or not. But this is multiple times platinum, I think 6-7 times platinum. And it's just got hit after hit after hit. And this was breakthrough, to say the least, for INXS, because they went from kind of a smaller underground type feel to stadium headliners. All through this album. New Sensation, Devil Inside, Need You Tonight, that's got to be one of the most catchiest songs I've ever heard to this day. It just goes right on to Mediate. Kick, the title track, Never Tear Us Apart was a big single, so this one is just a home run. So, you know, if you find this one and you couldn't find Listen Like Thieves or The Swing, this is a great place to start. So INXS Kick. Just show you the label. I think I forgot to show you the label on Listen Like Thieves, but it don't matter that much. Here, one side is just lyrics, and the other side you get some nice photographs there. And let me just show you the label real quick. And here we go. Very, very good. Very similar, almost identical to the original, I believe. So it sure is nice to have remastered 180-gram pressings of the catalog now, because not that the originals are bad if you find clean copies, but this is a nice improvement. You know, and I know a lot of people would say, well, you can't beat an original. Well, and sometimes that's true, but these really are well done. So hats off to the label to get it done right. So Kick. I love this album. I'm probably make it my thumbnail, so there you go. Alright, so from there, they released an album, again, very, very good. This was kind of the last of their peak period, I guess you could say. They had about an 8-year period where they were pretty much riding the wave. This album, I guess, is called X, or perhaps it's called 10 years as a band. Debatable. I call it X, but, you know, maybe it's called 10. Doesn't matter. There is also a gatefold. And again, originals on this one getting a little less common, a little harder to find perhaps. 1990 on this one, so you can find them, but it's this also has a mobile fidelity copy. You could buy this on mobile fidelity if you're one of those collectors, as well as Kick. But anyway, original, this box set, mobile fidelity, it's a wonderful album. There's the back cover. Again, you know, they had a lot of hits here. Suicide Blonde, Disappear, By My Side, Bitter Tears. Those, I think, were the singles on this record. And again, you know, they were still very, very popular. It's hit number 5 in America, 1 in Australia, 2 in the UK. So they were definitely riding the wave. Let's see how many times platinum this one went in America. Kick went 6, this one went 3. So it was a bit of a fall off, I suppose, but not bad. So there's the labels. The other side is very similar. And I'm sorry if I'm missing anything to show you, so I'll just show you the inside sleeve here real quick. I think I'm going a little out of order, trying to make this not super long, but there you have the inside. No pictures on this one, but you get that nice gatefold on it. So INXS X, or 10, whatever you want to call it, is definitely worth getting. It's kind of the last of their big albums, I guess you would say. In 1992, they released an album, Welcome to Wherever You Are. There is originals of these, but I never had one. Very hard to find in America, and just great to have it through this box set, because I'm not sure I would have ever found an original. Hit number 16 in America, number 2 in Australia, and number 1 in the UK, so their UK popularity was still alive and well. And it's another fantastic album that got largely overlooked compared to their others. It did sell 1 million copies in America, so it's not like it was a big dud. But compared to 6 or 7, just a couple albums ago, you know, their popularity was kind of dwindling a little bit. You've got, boy, some great songs here. Taste It, Not Enough Time. I love that song. That song, it's amazing. Great danceable track there. Beautiful Girl. So they still have some big singles on this one. This one is another really good album, 1992's Welcome to Wherever You Are. Never liked the cover too much. I don't think they did themselves any favors by putting that little fat sailor boy on the cover. You know, Michael Hutchence is a very, very good-looking man, so I would say put Michael Hutchence on the cover whenever you can, and you probably sell more records. But nevertheless, it's a great album. And let's see, finally we've got their final album. Oh, I'm sorry, no, I've got 2 more here. Full Moon Over Dirty Hearts comes next, 1993. And we've got a non-gatefold version of this. This, I think, was put on vinyl originally. Not 100% sure of that. Again, it would be nearly impossible to find if it was here. I think there is original vinyls of this, though. Vinyl record of this from 1993. If you're a very purist, only get original copies. Look for that, but good luck. And then we've got the inside here. And again, it was bit of a fall off. This one only hit number 53 in America, so you can see they were going, you know, they weren't doing as well. Here's the label here, nice plain white labels. And but this one had a couple good songs on it for sure. Let's see if I can find the title track. Well, I'm gonna have to look. My eyes still, even with my reading glasses, are not the best. I'm gonna have to get a different prescription, I think. Let's see if I can. Full Moon Over Dirty Hearts, I guess. It was a single. Boy, you know, this maybe was their least commercial or least radio-friendly album, because I'm just not seeing any big single releases here. Now I know they probably must have had singles. Maybe it was The Gift. I don't remember. I really don't remember what the singles were on this one. But you know, leave me a message on YouTube and let me know what you remember as the singles from this album, because I sure don't remember any. And I gotta be honest, I think this was an album I probably didn't even buy, as big a fan as I was. No, I take that back. I did own it on CD, and probably still have it somewhere. But you know, it's grown on me over the years, and I think it's really great. I love the cover, and they were still doing their thing. So 1993, and then finally their final studio album with Michael Hutchence, anyway, and the band that I know, is called Elegantly Wasted. And this, I really liked this album when it came out. It hit number 41 in America, number 16 in the UK, and number 14 in Australia. But you know, for them, I think it was a bit of a commercial disappointment again, and this was about the third record that they kind of saw their sales go down and down and down. So I think it may have led to some depression from Michael Hutchence, that, you know, the band just wasn't doing as well as they were. But it's a great record, and I think it was just the changing of the guards a little bit from 80s to 90s, and they would have overcome that and come back strong. So it's a real shame that, you know, if you're not aware that, you know, I know it's debatable, and some people say it's not true, but it does appear that most people agree that, you know, there was a suicide. You know, Michael Hutchence did kill himself in 1997 in a hotel. A combination of drugs, alcohol, and depression. You know, I think people are saying, you know, again, you know, don't get upset with me if you're one of those people that believe it was not a suicide. I'm just going by majority of what I read is it does appear that it was. But this was their final album with Michael. Just a fantastic lead man again, as I've said. The title track on this one, Elegantly Wasted, is a real toe tapper. I really like the song I'm Just a Man. Girl on Fire is great. Building Bridges is also nice. So it's a good album, really good album. So it's a shame, of course, that it was their final, but did produce a few good videos and had some decent songs on it as well. So let's take a look at the labels. And we have this black INXS with their logo, and the other side's identical. So there you have it. Again, all single records, some gatefold, some non-gatefold. Now, I think this one was never released on vinyl. This was 1997. I believe that this is the first and only time you could buy this on vinyl. Maybe it's been released subsequently, independently, outside of the box. I'm not sure, but there you have it. So, anyway, that's the box. If you wanted to see the inside of the box, there's just really not much to look at. So, it's like just some sort of security tag here or something. But very nice, thick card, very sturdy, and there you get the 10 albums. So that's just a quick look and a quick snapshot of the INXS All the Voices 10 LP box set. Now, INXS did go on and try to make a comeback after Michael Hutchence died. It took a while. I think it took about 6, 7, maybe 8 years. They did reform, did a TV show actually called Rockstar INXS, where it was a bit of a reality competition type show to find a new lead singer. After trying a few different singers out in live performances, they actually did this live TV show thing. Not live, but it was you know, a reality type show. I'm trying to think of the guy that actually won the show. It was JD South or something like that. JD Southern. I can't remember. Maybe it was JD something. And they did release an album, and they had a bit of a hit single with it. It was called, the album was called Switch. I don't remember the name of the single, but I remember it did chart in America. You know, it wasn't a big hit, but I think it was like a top 30 single. And the show was relatively popular. I remember watching it back in the early 2000s, 2005, I think, 2004. And it wasn't a bad little show. And in fact, one of the guys who auditioned for that didn't win, he came close to winning, is the lead singer for Vintage Trouble. So if you like Vintage Trouble, the guy, he's an African-American guy who auditioned and almost won that show, is the lead singer for Vintage Trouble, so go figure. And they're probably, you know, more well known than INXS has done anything since that show. But INXS, you know, the glory days from 1980 to 1997, fantastic. Unfortunately, the band did break up, I think, in 2012. They, you know, you cannot replace a legend like Michael Hutchins, and I think that's really what it boils down to. You know, he's got that Jim Morrison swagger. He's got that supermodel good looks. He's got a fantastic voice. He's very charismatic. You know, he was the perfect frontman. So, you know, what do? You know, it's like replacing Jim Morrison. It's like replacing somebody else to sing, you know, in front of Led Zeppelin. It just doesn't work. So I think they probably did themselves a favor and said enough is enough, and let's just remember things the way they were. So anyway, not discounting anything they have done since '97, but it just was never the same. So anyway, there's a quick look at the box set. I hope you enjoyed it. Went on a little longer than I wanted, but I hope it was enjoyable. And next week, I hope next week, or perhaps 2 weeks from now, I've got something really special planned. So you'll definitely want to tune in. I'm not going to do any type of hints or reveals or anything. Just know, yeah, I'm putting together something pretty damn special for the next video. So stay tuned for that. And until I see you again, take care of yourselves, and bye for now.